Hello everybody and welcome to today's Q&A about how to make the most of Q4. So we're going to be spending about 30 minutes together today. Feel free to put all your questions and comments in the comments box and I'll look forward to answering those when they drop in. So Q4 is one of the most important parts of the year, and the reason for that is it's traditionally when publishers earn the highest epmv, and obviously when the epmvs are higher, publishers tend to earn more revenue over this time period. So let's look at what's going on over these next 3 months. So at the moment, you've got back to school and back to college happening. These are obviously major events in people's lives, and also this then means that advertisers are wanting to get their products which benefit back to school and back to college people. They want to get those products in front of their readership. So advertising rates can go up depending on the niche of traffic that you get coming to your site over these next few weeks. If we actually look at the ad revenue index, you can see this here. So if we look at the last couple of months, it has sort of tapered off at the end of June, start of July, which is what we expect, dips right down in August, which again is what we expect because a lot of people go on holiday over this time. So this is when advertisers pull back on their revenue because they know that their readers and the people that are potentially going to buy for them in the future, they're looking at the moment on experiences and holidays rather than focusing on buying products or services. You can see that from sort of mid-August it does start to trend up very slowly again, and then is building up over September. So if we look at the ad revenue index and pull it right back to 2019, obviously the last couple of years prior to this year have been really impacted by COVID. So the ad rates aren't a true reflection of what happens in an average year. You can see back in 2019, which was our last sort of normal year, if you like, from an ad rates point of view, you can see that over August and September, the ad rates do start to climb. They drop down again at the start of October, peak up again, and then right the way up to Black Friday do start to grow. December's obviously very high. You've got Thanksgiving going on, Christmas, and all the Christmas purchases, and then at the start of January, it does drop right off. This is totally to be expected, and the reason for this is that obviously over these next 3 months from September to the end of December, this is when advertisers are putting the majority of their money into advertising spaces, so that it can attract people to buy their products and services. And from the 1st of January, everybody pulls back on their spending because they've spent up over this time from a consumer point of view, but also from an advertising point of view as well. They pull back on their advertising because they know that their audience isn't going to be spending money quite the same, and they then look at everything that's happened from a data point of view over the last 3 months, but also over the last year as well, so that it can understand how successful that they've been, and then adapt their plans going forward to achieve their business goals. Okay, so we've got a couple of questions coming in. Thank you so much for dropping those in here. So Unboxed Faster says, please tell me about referral traffic. Unboxed, if you can expand on that question, I'd be delighted to answer that for you. And then Creffy has said, I want to make system with Ezoic that pays to my users for creating content. I'm not sure I understand the question. So if you can expand on that, Kweffi, again, I'd be delighted to help you answer that. I think what you're saying is that you want to let your readership make content and you want to pay them for doing that. From this point of view, it's really important that when you're paying your readership to create content, that you make sure that you're getting just original content on your website, and that you do have some steps in place to make sure that that content is compliant with AdSense policies and also Ezoic's policies as well. And that content needs to abide by AdSense and Ezoic policies. Otherwise, you can be held accountable for that. If your content breaks AdSense rules, then you can be banned from having an AdSense account, which means you won't be able to monetize through AdSense, and also you won't be able to monetize through Ezoic as well. So if you are going down that route, I'd make sure you've got plenty of steps in place to make sure that that content's original and AdSense compliant as well. Okay, so let's go back to here just while we're waiting for the next questions to come in. So this is why Q4 is traditionally important, is because of these higher epmvs and these events that are going on. So when you're a publisher, what you want to do is make sure that you're bringing as many of your readers to your website as you can over the next 3 months. When the epmv rates are at their highest, what you want to make sure is that you're building your content so that your readership are coming to your website throughout the whole year. But this is also especially important over the Q4 period. So how do you do that? Well, first of all, with Google, depending on the size of your site, it can take up to 6 months lead time from you publishing the content to Google picking up your content. I know at the moment you're thinking, well, okay, I've only got 3 months left, so how does that help me? But obviously you can use social media to promote your content and get your readers to your website. And also do remember that when you're building Christmas content, a lot of it will be evergreen content. So I'm already seeing some sites that have had content last year. They published it sort of in the last quarter, got some traffic to their site. It did help out from a visits point of view and also an epmv point of view over that time period. But what they're now seeing is that their readers are already searching for that content. And because it's kind of a sort of a year, got a year's maturity to it, Google is putting that content in front of their readers. So it's really important to remember that any content you create now, you're not only creating it for this year, but also potentially for next year as well. So the best thing you can do in terms of building up your content is to think who your readers are and what they're going to be searching for over the next 3 months. So in terms of the life events, like I said, it's back to school, back to college, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and then also Christmas. Also, think of things like New Year's resolutions as well. And a lot of people make holiday plans at the start of the new year. So by building up that type of content, you may find that you still benefit from readers coming to your site sort of towards the end of the year while those epmv rates are higher, if they're looking to get organised, sort of plan for their holidays as well. So Griffey has asked, can we monetize WooCommerce with Ezoic? So you can't monetize shops with Ezoic. We only monetize blogs and written content. But what you can do is, if you've got a website that has a e-commerce aspect to it, we can work with you and ensure that that part of your website doesn't have ads on it. We've got disabled ads by pages apps and also excluded pages apps to prevent ads showing on those pages. And then on your written blog, we can show ads on there. So we can definitely work with you on that one. And then Queffy has asked, can we add more than one website into the same Ezoic account? Absolutely. And if you're on the Facebook page, Queffy, I put a little video out about that earlier, late last week. And the reason why it's really important at this time of year is to add those websites to your account, is that all the websites in your account contribute to obviously the traffic that you earn, the revenue that you earn, and with Q4 being so important, the sites that you add now are going to pay potentially sort of 2/3 to sort of 50% more than what you're going to earn if you added them in January. And also what happens is those websites then contribute to your levels. So if you're an Access Now publisher, the main focus in terms of building your business is getting to level 1, because when you're at level 1, you get additional advertising partners, but you also get additional support from Ezoic in terms of you're able to open tickets. And then when you grow, if you've been invited to premium, your all your websites, regardless of their size, contribute to the plan levels within premium as well. So by adding multiple sites to your account, you can move up the premium plans quicker. Again, as you move up the premium plans, you get access to more free premium revenue. You also get access to more support from Ezoic. So now's a really, really good time to add any additional websites to your account. So Reviews Funnel has said, I need your help. I cannot get my Google Ad Manager approved. With that, it's hard for me to be able to help on a live channel like this, because I would need to dig into your site and see what's going on. Reviews Funnel, if you have access to Twist, I'd recommend letting the team know, and they'll help you with that. If not, if you've got access to create tickets, do create a ticket and we can take a look at that for you. If not, head over to the Access Now community. I spend a lot of my time in there, so I'll be heading over there later myself. Let me know what your question is, and I can take a look at that for you as part of the community setting. So Hitsonger says, my website traffic suddenly dropped. What will I do? Okay, Hitsong. So what I would recommend doing is, first of all, going to your Ezoic dashboard and just making sure that you've got all your settings set up. So what I've seen happen with some publishers is that they have been experimenting with things like the traffic settings. They've moved them down to say 10%, so they could take a look at their original site, and haven't then switched it back up to 100% again. And this has shown as a traffic drop when actually everything's fine. It's just the settings have been changed. So first of all, do check that one. Next thing, I would recommend taking a look at the recent Google algorithm updates. There's been about 2 to 3 over the last couple of months that have had a big impact on some publishers' sites, particularly if you are a product reviews site. A lot of those sites have been negatively impacted, but also there's been a lot that have gained as well from those Google updates as well. So take a look at your traffic and see if that drop happens in line with the Google algorithm update. If it has, take a look at the Ezoic blog. On the Ezoic blog, we give some advice there on how you can improve your traffic and increase it again after that algorithm update. If you find that it's not to do with the Google algorithm update, that it's not in line with those dates, the next thing to do is to take a look at where that traffic drop has come from. So for example, it may be that the traffic drop has come from social media, and maybe a week or two before the traffic drop, you noticed that you've actually changed the way you're promoting your site on social media. Say if you've got like a Pinterest account, I would recommend checking in there. If the traffic has dropped from Pinterest, it may be that one of your pins has got accidentally removed, or there's some warnings in there that if you clear those up, your traffic will increase again. If you're finding that none of those solutions work, the next step is to use things like the SEO tools within your Ezoic account. So using things like the tag tester, so you can check to see how Google's understanding your site, and perhaps changing the titles on your website page might help the traffic to recover. And also there's a new content creation tool as well. Take a look at that. That can help you with content creation ideas that might then help you to increase your traffic as well. And alongside that, take a look at what kind of content you've been releasing over the last couple of months. does it fit in with where your readers are at, and the life events that are happening with them? Is there any additional content you can create that would fit in with what your readers are looking for, and that by creating that new content, that can help reverse your traffic decline as well? So I hope that helps. So Quiffy has asked, can we use paid ads to get traffic into Ezoic? You can, but you do need to let us know that you're using paid advertisements to get traffic into your site. But the advertisers who put ads on your site need us to let them know that that's the process you're doing. You're going to find that the epmv rates are going to be lower for you if you're going to be paying for traffic to your site, and the reason for that is traffic that's been paid to get to your website tends to act poorly with the adverts that are on your website. So those advertisers don't get the same interaction, don't get the same brand connection, so they're willing to pay less to place ads on your website. Okay, so Griffey said, I want to work with Ezoic as Arabic support for Arabs who don't understand English. Griffey, no, I can totally understand. We do have a number of language departments within the Ezoic team, but we don't currently have Arabic ones. If it is something that we are looking to do in future, we'll put it on our Ezoic job postings. So do look out for that in the future if it's something that you would like to do, and we do have a job open. You can take a look at that and apply, and we'd obviously be delighted to consider your application. So Hitsong has said the traffic drop is from organic through Google. Okay. No, I can understand that. It's it's been quite a lot of changes with Google over the last couple of months, so it is very likely that it would be a Google algorithm drop. Take a look at our Ezoic blog, Hitsong. There's a lot of information on there that can help in terms of doing things like SEO audits. We did a big write-up, I think it was towards the end of last year, about how to adapt when there is Google organic hits to your site, but also take a look at our ideas around using social media as well. If you're an Access Now publisher, take a look at your Levels Messenger. You've got an invite there to invite you to create 2 free videos with Ezoic. Videos can help with your traffic in a number of different ways, so definitely worth taking a look at that as well. Okay, so in terms of the next steps to take for Q4, do make sure you're choosing the right keywords. You've got the keyword research tools in terms of Google, so just typing things in and doing that can help you to understand sort of what other people are typing in, and Google will actually try and complete the sentence that or the couple of words that you're typing in and be very helpful, because obviously that's what Google's job is to get information to you. And by doing that, you can then see what other potential readers are creating keywords for your site. You can also look at Google Trends as well. So this is really important as well to understand how content trends throughout the year. Look at what's trending in social media, any celebrations or awareness days that are coming up over the next 6 months that will really fit in with your readership, making sure you get the content created now ahead of those celebrations and awareness days. Again, it gives Google time to index your site, and a lot of people will start looking for information potentially weeks or months earlier than what you potentially think they might, so you can gain and benefit from that traffic. It also helps you as a brand as well, because if you're providing answers to your readers' questions, they're more likely to come back to your site again. And then you've got tools like Neil Patel's Uber Suggest, Word Tracker as well for search volume. And then for many of you as well, within your Ezoic dashboard, you'll also have access to Ezoic's new content creation tool as well. Do check that out. it grows as your site grows. So if you're a very small site at the moment, the keywords that are in there will be ones that you could feasibly win and get traffic to your site. And then as your site grows, those keywords update weekly. So as you grow, the keyword difficulty will grow and the traffic volume will grow as well. So it is something that can build from your site, right from Access Now up to kind of level 3, level 4 publishers. Once you start moving on to level 4 up to VIP, obviously with the keyword tracker, you probably have your own keyword research tools and content creation that you do. But certainly for Access Now up to about level 3, it will certainly grow with your site up to that point. So Griffey said, if I make a mistake with my website, will my website be banned or will I get warning notification? It depends on the mistake that you've made. Griffey, sometimes your website can be banned straight away from Google AdSense if it goes against one of their rules. So what I would make sure you do is that you know what is a Google AdSense rules are, but also what ISOX rules are as well, to make sure that you comply with all our policies. If you've been banned from AdSense, you won't be able to work with them and you won't be able to work with ISOX going forward as well. So it's really important to make sure that you understand what all those rules are ahead of time. Okay, so let's have a look at on-page SEO as well. This talks you through where to place your chosen keywords. It's really important that when you're writing everything from your title tag to your breadcrumbs, table of contents, that you're keeping your readership in mind first. And the reason for that is that if you're just stuffing keywords into your content, trying to sort of game the system with Google, Google's too smart for that now. And it will understand what you're trying to do. And this will actually harm your website's domain authority. So always with keywords and when you're writing content, think of your readers first and what they need. And then for Google and the SERP rankings secondary. And then this way, you're always going to be on the right side of SEO, what's called white hat SEO. Okay, so the next thing to take a look at is internal linking. Internal linking is really important because not only does it help Google find your the way around your website and so finds those deeper pages, but it also can help your readers to find those deeper pages in your websites as well. So make sure that particularly with your current top landing pages on your website, that you've got a really good table of contents, that you have category pages set up. Also, recommended pages and articles widgets in the sidebar. Not only does this help your readers find the way around your website, but also it helps us to then place ads at the top, middle, and bottom of your sidebar potentially. If you've got those ad placeholders in place and content between them, that then means ISOX AI technology can place those ads on that website page if that fits in with your optimization goals that you've got set up, but then also with how your readers are reacting to your website page. And then also things like your link text and anchor text as well. If you want to build up your knowledge around internal linking for SEO, do take a look at Yoast.com's article about internal linking. That can really help you to understand sort of why and how you need to do these to build up your on-page SEO, but also from a readership point of view as well. And then how to structure the URLs for the website page. So when you're creating this new content to target to quarter 4, make sure obviously you're using your chosen keywords in the URLs. You need to keep the URLs short and relevant and make it readable both for humans and also search engines as well. Make sure that you're not using underscores between the words. You need to use dashes between the words. And this then helps Google to understand sort of where there's a sort of a word break within the URL. Okay, if you haven't already, I would definitely recommend linking your Search Console to Big Data Analytics. You can do that through the Ezoic dashboard and then underneath your SEO tab and then Google Search Authorization. Once you've done that, it takes about 4 days for the data to start pulling through. And then after that, what happens is Google will give us some of the keywords that your readers are typing in before they click on your website. We then put it in this Search Console report. This then helps you to understand sort of what keywords people are using, where your website page is within the search results, and how those keywords are also monetizing for you as well. This is really useful because you can use it to check that you've got content for each of these keywords. You can then take a look at those keywords with the higher EPMVs and then build content around those keywords. Obviously, if you're getting keywords with higher EPMVs and you're growing content that's around those EPMVs and that's driving more readers into your website, potentially they're also going to be bringing you those higher EPMVs as well. This way you're growing your traffic and EPMV together, which can obviously help you to grow as a business much more quickly. Okay, and then what you can also do is use the big data analytics to identify opportunities in terms of the average position as well. So what you might think is, okay, I've got these keywords, but they're on page 2 of Google, and what we can then do what you can then do is take a look at those particular pages and then make sure that you're building your on-page SEO and your off-page SEO to help move those pages further up the search rankings. Once you're on page 1, you're going to get a lot more traffic than you would do if you're on page 2 of Google. So definitely worth spending some time to invest in there. Okay, so Quiffy has said, can we apply again with the same banned website when we fix our mistakes? And is there a chance to make a contract with Ezoic if we got 1 million visitors to make sure that we will not get banned, just get notification? So with the banning of websites, this can happen in a number of ways. So if you're banned from AdSense because you break one of their rules, we are unable to intervene in that, and that's because obviously Google and Ezoic are 2 separate companies, and as a publisher, when you sign up for Ezoic or when you sign up for AdSense, you're signing up to say that you are going to abide by all the rules. So I think if you are concerned that you're going to make a mistake on your website, the first thing you need to do is just feel that you're really confident with what the AdSense rules are, and also what Ezoic rules are. This will help you then to create your content so that you're not then breaking any of those rules from there. To find the policies, you can Google the phrase Google AdSense policies. It will bring them all up there, and you can read through those policies to make sure that you understand them, and that also you can then look at your website and make sure your website is then compliant with that. Okay, so how to protect your EPMV's potential. So how to protect your EPMV's potential? You can install the WordPress plugin, add placeholders. So by doing that, if you change your theme at any time in January, you can just reinstall the plugin and the add placeholders and all their data will be put back into your website. It also helps you in terms of being able to get a good spread of add placeholders throughout your website pages. Obviously, the add placeholder setup, getting an optimal one is key to then getting the good EPMV from your site over this peak period. I'd recommend not making any changes to your theme or layout sort of from now until the end of the year. And the reason for that is if you change themes and remove any ad placeholders, or the theme is vastly different, it then can take up to 12 weeks for our AI to relearn how your readers are reacting to this new theme. Obviously that means your EPMV is going to be lower, so it's best to wait until January if you can. Make sure you haven't got your Max Ads per Page app installed. If you do have any concerns about the user experience on your website, use either the balance settings or the user experience focus settings, and this will then help you to get the best user experience focused from your website, as well as the best revenue potential. Make sure you've got your privacy policy and consent management app correctly set up. Again, they can have a big impact in terms of your EPMV's potential. And then also make sure you've got your traffic on 100% as well. Obviously, if you've got 100% of your traffic running through Ezoic, you can then make 100% potential in terms of that monetizing that traffic as well. Okay, so Shakti has said, what other foreign languages does Ezoic support? So at the moment we support French, German, Spanish and Italian as well. So Quiffy has said, can we apply to Ezoic without having an AdSense account? You can apply without having an AdSense account, but you need to make sure that you've got a Google Ad Manager account. Google started some new rules this year where they asked every single ad provider to make sure that each of our publishers had a Google Ad Manager account. We help you set that up as part of your Ezoic dashboard. It is important to remember that regardless of whether you've got an AdSense account or you haven't, you still need to abide by all the rules that Google AdSense says. Even without having an AdSense account linked, you still need to apply to those Google AdSense rules. Okay, and then post Q4, what to expect and the steps you need to take. So obviously, as we've talked about, over the next 3 months, your EPMV is going to grow. There's going to be certain times of these next few months where your EPMV is really going to peak around Black Friday. And what we would recommend doing the 2 weeks before Black Friday and also the 2 weeks before Christmas, switching your optimization settings from either balanced or user experience to revenue focused. And the reason why we recommend that is because at those key times of year, advertisers are really sort of fighting for space to put ads on website pages, and your readers are going to see adverts just sort of wherever they go. So they're going to be less sensitive to ads in terms of how they react to them on your website page. This then enables you over these sort of couple of weeks before Black Friday, a couple of weeks before Christmas, to really make the most of your revenue over this time period. What happens is from January the 1st is that the ad rates are going to drop off very, very steeply. They literally can, as you can see from this one here, sort of last year, can drop down very, very dramatically. The reason for this, as I mentioned at the start, is because advertisers have been putting the majority of their money and their advertising budgets into the last quarter of the year, when a lot of their readers and their customers are looking to spend money for the different life events that they're going through. And then come January, everybody's kind of pulling back and budgeting more. And this is why that January ad rate drop happens. So over January, there's some key things for you to do. This is the time to update your theme, to work on things like your Core Web Vitals scores, to plan your content for the year ahead, and also broaden your knowledge as well. Videos are becoming more and more important in terms of driving traffic to your site, increasing user engagement on your site as well. So if you have some time in January, what I would recommend doing, if you don't have time over the next couple of months, is to really focus on creating your own videos to put on your website. In the meantime, you can use Humix, which is Izoic's new product, which was launched this last month, and you can use Auto Engage and Earn to place other people's videos on your site. You get a percentage of the revenue, and they do as well. And if you're an Access Now publisher, do remember that you do have access to your 2 free videos. If you take a look at your Levels Messenger tool, you'll be able to see the form to sign up to them there. So thank you everybody for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed that presentation and the Q&A today on what to expect in Q4 and how to make the most of it. Do look out for our other live sessions that we have this week. If you do have any follow-up questions after today, do let us know as part of those other live sessions about Q4. We'd be delighted to help answer them for you. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.